Alright, so this is DK Spencer. What are we doing today? I don't know. Won't do that on an AR-15. Or one of these if it's torqued right. Leave that there for a second. Alright. Make sure you never, do stuff you're not supposed to do with these. Wow. My boys coated that one. This is a mass defense handguard from Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, most of you guys know I live in Virginia, but I live right, actually I can see North Carolina from here. So I do most of my commerce and whatnot in the Kakalaki. Of course, I do most of my work, do most of my work in the Virginia. Taxes and licensure and all that jazz. Now, this handguard does not have a locking mechanism, so we will get around that, but we definitely are not gonna do it unlocked. So I will go back over before this is all said and done and make sure that this is this handguard is exactly top dead center, and then secure it, which actually the act of securing it itself is going to make it top dead center. And I don't mean tightening these, I'm talking about something I'm going to do after. Alright. Okay, so I realized I didn't hit record again when I started, so I actually went backwards. So I put it back on. But anyway, not that I'm doing an instructional video per se, but pull down on that, pull back on that. Make sure that you take your tank off. Hold your receiver, never your handguard if you're doing this on one that has a delta ring, like old. Well, don't ever hold the handguard on any of them and do this, but especially on the factory ones with the delta ring. I've never had one of those get hung on that before. Alright, so I like to take a Allen key and tighten that back. Make sure it's good and tight. I'm not gonna put a sling plate on there right now because we're just chilling. Same concept, so. So, these are not the right threads, but I'll put the right threads on it. I'm not going to go find them right now. I was going to switch them out, but I forgot I put some Loctite on these, because you can switch these end caps out on these. You can order them with whichever threads, or you can buy the end cap separate and switch them out. So anyway, Loctite that one, so screw it. Yeah. Condonate. I'll do something about that. I bet that'd do something to something. I have less than 2,000 psi's in here. By the definition, when you're talking about a firearm, which this is obviously not a firearm, but the definition of a pistol, with the one of the definitions, because you know they have different definitions depending on which criminal they want to be criminal and which ones they want to not be criminal. Anyway, we won't talk about the two sets of laws in this country, but I digress. But anyway, all right. So if we were, if we were dealing with an actual firearm, one way that they could classify it as a pistol is something that can fire multiple shots and only holding it in one hand. So I guess this is a pistol. So that's convenient because I don't feel like getting a tripod right now. But we need to test this with some VK ammo. Kind of at a crappy angle, but yeah. Good Lord. Hey, yo. Hey, Brenda. Look what your bullets did to that board. Dang. Now at the time when he said this, Goblin had on the suppressor, much like the one I'm showing you, but right now it's got on this massive one. But still, so my boy Anthony wanted to build to basically like this, but not this. And that's what I was working on, and that's what you just saw. But, you know, obviously it wasn't going to be done like that. So let's see what I come up with. And that would be this. Thought about calling it the Black Goblin, but no, not really. So, yeah. This is so, alright. Even though it looks small, it's not that small of a setup, because you've got actually a full-length barrel. You know, like the Goblin without, you know, the barrel and suppressor and everything is like that long. So, considerable difference. However, there's also a considerable power difference too. That much barrel, that's a big difference. So, now, my cutoff, you know, if I just take a factory barrel and cut it off, like how Goblin's green barrel is, if I'm getting 50 out of it, you know, 50's, that's it. You know, that's, if you go more than that with that setup, you're pushing things that you don't want to push. All right, so Grimberg, put a Grimberg barrel on it. All right, so like the Grimberg one that I did stuff to the other night, it was 54. All right, so that's an 8-inch barrel. Now the factory cutoff, it's even shorter, so you're going to get better performance out of the Grimberg. But when you step up to this, so from 54 changing out on the other one, changing out the Grimberg barrel and putting on this barrel, which this is a 685 smoothbore that Merciless Lethal and DK Spencer Custom Kinetics, that's me, has. We designed them and we sell them, but we don't. They're made in a factory by professionals. They're not made by us in a garage by piecing other barrels together or something. but these are, yeah. You get this length on it, and we got 62 joules out of the exact same build without even opening it up. So yeah, good performance. So this right here, and we're gonna do actual testing and stuff on the numbers and everything when I solidify what kind of tank set up. So Anthony, this is the shortest I can possibly make it, or you know, for slightly longer we can do like, you know, the factory buttstock and everything, get a little more air, but obviously bigger. Now the factory buttstock is a little better for putting a sling on because it's already got an attachment. I can just put a sling loop up here, blah blah blah. So it's whatever you want to do, and
I would probably honestly I would probably run the factory buttstock if for you because this is going in use. This thing will like be used to stop a crime probably within the next 2 weeks. Like seriously, and that's why I really like what I'm doing right now with Anthony, and I'll elaborate on that. I'm going to talk to him about how much and what all I can say, and I'm going to kind of hopefully elaborate a little bit as to what we got going on. So pretty cool, and I really like that my stuff's getting used. So that's neat. So anyway, Anthony, let me know. This is the new line. So thank you, Anthony. Honestly, this is because I can get so much power out of this, but yet have the SBR look. So, and I'm not saying I'm not going to do the other stuff too, but this right here, this is a mean build. So take a hard look. See this? Look, because you'll be seeing more like this from other people, but they won't look the same. The optics will be backwards, and it'll be cheap optics and cheap lights, and they'll wonder why they don't look exactly like it. But yeah. All right. So this is going to be a new line, and I'm kind of working on the name and stuff. But this is yeah, it's like a turbo demon, but that's not what it's going to be by any means. But yeah, so. The makeup of this new line is going to be mass defense short handguards with the Mach suppressor and 685 smoothbore barrel. So you're getting a SBR look with the long barrel, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. These may very well actually be an exclusive kind of thing. But we'll see. We'll see. But I'm digging this. I'm digging this right here a lot. I'm really going to dig it when I see some numbers. I don't know what the numbers are going to be. They're going to be good, obviously. Because, I mean, it's the same, it gives the appearance of whatever, but, realistically, it's the same build as, like the DKS Pro. So, there you go. Good times. Right now, I said we were going to secure the handguard. So, that's what we're going to use, a Magpul RSA. And all we're going to do, and that is to attach a sling, one of the clips. The clips are pretty cheap compared to a lot of the other stuff. They're like $10. I like the clips. I just I don't know. I guess if you ever carried like an AK, AKs like typically you're just like the clips, and I don't know. I just think there's more movement. I don't know, more freedom. Anyway, what we're going to do with this is we're going to put that on the last piece of rail so that it hits both things here. Now, it's only got one one screw that's going to go through on one of your rail sections. So it's only really going to be, held there, but enough of it goes over to catch back here to keep it perfectly lined up. So, little trick for you. There you go. So there's the end result. So now the handguard. I apologize for all the children's songs in the background, but I love my baby, so deal with it. So that's how that works. See how much of it bleeds over into the receiver to hold it straight. Now, what would I do for a sling on this? I would either there's no air in that tank, so I would either put one of the sling plates here, so you'll have another loop, and you can clip here and clip there, and that works great. Or if you put the factory buttstock on it, then we would do a sling, Magpul sling, only Magpul sling, but we would do a sling with a QD for the buttstock here and a clip for up here. So that would be what you would do with that. Well, I mean, or you could put on like a, 3-to-1 sling and never mind. I don't know what's all right. So one more thing to elaborate, just mainly because this angle is like really sexy and, you know, I like to hear myself talk. So, but, somebody asked the other day about, like, you know, with the, why put the longer barrel in the matched ammo? Why not just, you know, get a machinist to mill the guts of it and blah, blah, blah. Well, the reason for that is that adding, you know, going from a short barrel or a factory barrel to a longer, better fitting barrel, or just a better fitting barrel. These are actually shorter than the factory barrel, but they're much better fitting and much better performance. So when you change that kind of performance, when you're doing this, you're getting free power. That's not putting any extra stress in here. Okay. When you're shimming your tank, when you're milling stuff, when you're pushing this in, when you're forcing more air in by whatever means, you're putting more stress. When you're adding power like this, you're putting no extra stress. So this power does not hurt your reliability. What you guys are talking about does. There's a reason I can shoot mine 96 times in one video in one take, and you never see live demos of the 100 joule things. There's a reason for that. I'm sorry, but I'll take 2 shots that work at 50 each over 100 that don't. So that's why.